Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Tuesday, June 3rd. It is 6:25 right now. We got market opening up in about 5 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update and we should be good to go. Looks good. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. So as people start joining in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. Going down to the 8 hour. Going down to the 4 hour. Down to the 2 hour. Down to the 1 hour. Down to the 30 minute. Down to the 15 minute. Down to the 10 minute. And back down to the 1 minute here. It's a ton of liquidity right here below. So I'm assuming price might be coming down today, knock out all this liquidity. All right, guys, and we are good to go here. So good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, June 3rd. It is 6:29 right now. We got market opening up in about 10 seconds. Breakout for today is going to be a sell if anybody is looking to take it. Let me go ahead and mark up the market profile over here. So price is currently in between. It's currently at the value high. There's another value high, a little higher right here at let's see, 320. Price pushing past it right now. I'll mark up the I'll mark up the market profile a little later. I mean, there's nothing here right now. Price just broke past this level. So we got another level right here at 390. So I'll pull this up a little higher. So we got a point of control right here at 390. The value high is going to keep adjusting, so I'll adjust that once we get to it. 42,300. Yeah, it's super far out. I mean, this is for the most part kind of what we've been dealing with lately. Price kind of goes rogue and it goes all over the place. So this is why I was saying yesterday, guys, wait for the market to stabilize before you start looking for entries because the market kind of just takes off. 42,210. The market takes off and then it comes right back down. I'm not looking to take anything here anyways. I mean, the value lows are going to be super far down. So what I mean by that is, we have this range right here. So we have the value high, which is right here, and we have the value low, which is right here. Typically, price is supposed to range within this area. This is the whole point of market profile, right? Market profile so that price ranges within this area. That's why we identify these places. But market's been doing this thing where it breaks out of it and then never comes back down. It just stays up there so far. So it never comes back to retest the market profile. So like what we end up having to do is we end up having to mark up um, previous day value highs to look for possible entries. So the next like main one that I would look for would probably be right here. 42,440. Okay, so this is going to be my sweep area right here. If price comes up any higher, I'll be looking for a possible sweep up here. It's pretty far up. So this is going to be my sweep area from up here. If price gets this high, it's tricky because price doesn't always get that high. But this is where I'm going to be looking for my possible sweep later. It's where the value high is sitting. All right, so I'll be chilling right here. Other than that, I mean, there's another value high, which is right here at 42,380. It's already been tested. No. So yeah, anyways, if I'm gonna look for a sweep, guys, I'm gonna look for a sweep up here, in this level up here. Other than that, there's not really much to look at down here. Because if price comes back down, the next value low is going to be, or value high is going to be here at the 300, which I already have marked up, which is way down here. This is an MPSV2, guys, currently running right now. I don't know if anybody caught that. Yeah, I'm a little cautious with like my entries are here right now because like I talked about earlier, I'm waiting for the market here to kind of stabilize, identify where it's going to be bouncing from or it's going to be moving from. There was an MPSV2 that was right here, guys, if anybody saw that. It was a huge candle, so for me personally, I would have just set out on it because I would have been worried that price would have swept right here and then came back down. So we had a buy signal here, retracement, confirmation on this green candle right here. That was an MPSV2. The MPSV2 is running to the sweep. Yeah, so it's running to the sweep right here. It's a previous value high right there. So sweep at 42,439. It's a little far up at all.
Order. Order submitted.
But I'm gonna cancel my order right here. Let me cancel it real quick. I hate with Perdia, like every month you have to go and turn on your data, which is kind of annoying. Let's see.
Order canceled.
Let me put it back up over here. Data market data. It says active right now. All right, so 42 or 39. So I'm looking for a possible sweep right here. Let me
Order
check if there's
submitted.
news real quick. It's news at 7 o'clock, so we're still kind of far off from there. Yeah, so I'm looking for a possible sweep right here. We have the MPS V2 pushing up to this level. Looking for price to sweep from this value high, come back down. Taking half risk, so if this doesn't play through, I still have opportunity again to make it back. Or if it ends up, I mean, it's technically swept right here at the sessions. It wasn't like a hard sweep, but it did sweep right there. So I was checking this down here. So price pretty much came up to this point and then swept 30 points from the sessions. It wasn't a hard sweep, but what I'm looking for here is like a sweep into reversal. So I'm trying to get in from right here. That's going to be the value high from yesterday, or not yesterday, from this is from Tuesday, actually, pretty far off. So we got the value high here from Tuesday, May 27th. The value high here from Wednesday, May 28th is up here. I mean, price is pretty far out at the moment. If it doesn't fill my sweep, I'm going to cancel it. So, like I said, I try to go for the farther ends, which is out here. Looks like price might have ran without me. So it looks like the sweep might have happened right here at the sessions. This is why it's kind of tricky to get these sweeps, guys, because like I said yesterday and like the day before, I was taking the earlier sweeps last week where I was getting stopped out a little early, right? A lot of times like this, it just depends on your risk appetite. If you're willing to take the riskier trade, the lower sweeps will probably get filled more likely than the higher sweeps, but the higher sweeps are going to give you, you know, obviously the better entry. Because this could have played out two different ways. I was trying to get in at the sweep up here, but what could have happened here is price could have continued climbing, filled my sweep, and came back down. That's why I was going for the lower sweep, or no, for the higher sweep. However, it looks like the sweep already happened from this point. So price pushed up, swept from right here, and then came right back down. This is why it's tricky when you're trading outside market profile, because the market profile here is a mess. Like this isn't even the value high from previous day. This is value high from Tuesday, previous week, right? Previous day was right here, so or not even here. Previous day was like from right here, a lot closer. But yeah, looks like the sweep might have taken off without me, so I might have to just cancel my upper sweep there. Nice. So let's see what else we got over here. Yeah, we don't really have anything here right now. So I might just cancel my pending order over here. So the analysis kind of played out pretty nice, guys. We had the MPSV2 push to the upside right here, and then we had it sweep right back down right here. So this is pretty much the analysis that we've been looking at. It's basically two entries that kind of follow up on each other. We'll look for MPSV2s to push towards the sweep levels and then look for price to sweep from that level there. I don't think this is going to get hit anytime soon, so I'm just going to cancel my pending order right here. I'll look for, there it's canceled. I'll be looking
Order
um,
canceled.
for any other opportunities here, or this, it might get filled soon. So I'll keep watching it here. Looks like price is starting to establish some sort of range at this point. So it might start ranging within this area. I'll keep watching. If we have a low here established, I'll mark up the low. Let's check the 1 minute market profile real quick. Just want to see what it's looking like on the 1 minute. All right, so we got a value high right here, point of control, value low. So the 1 minute actually looks a little cleaner. Let's go over here to this clean 1 minute chart. I mean, it's been following price. It's just following volume here. Yeah, so you guys can see over here, it's a little cleaner. It's not that much cleaner because you can see here it's a mess before market open, but you can see the consolidation range between the middle right here, price pushed up, and now it's still pushing up a little higher as we speak. Yeah, so this sweep level over here, pretty much, or I mean, this liquidity lined up with the value high, which is right there, that red line. Looks like price may be coming up for another retest up here. If it tests this area up here, I'll put my order back up. But it looks like we're currently in a range. So price going back and forth. There's not going to be any MPS V2s until we get a sell signal. So not really any MPS V2s to the downside. Yeah, I canceled it, Christian. I canceled it for now. I might put it back up. Price is going to start consolidating around this area. So I might put it back up in a bit. But once it gets closer, right now it's about like 40 points away. So I'll be waiting. Yeah, we're just getting consolidation here right now. Let me mark up opening price. This huge candle right here. You guys got to keep in mind it's NFP, so expect the craziness to happen. Let me check the news for today. So we got Jolt's job openings, Jolt's job quits at 7 o'clock. And that's about it. We have some low impact news at 7:10. So 7 o'clock, 7:10. All right, so yeah, here's the consolidation range, guys. Consolidation range is right here down the middle. Not really too much going on there. This high here is probably going to get pushed out a little further. Let's see, shifts in my breakout range is 42,430. Upper lower is 42,302. 302. Yeah, so that's your orb right there. Should have your 15-minute orb. Okay. Yeah, I see that right there. So your upper range right here, I can see a possible fake out. I mean, it's basically right here. Your orb is basically from this liquidity level right here, and then this low right here from the opening price. So basically opening price to this upper range. Just a little off on this one. What I could see here is possible fake out. So price might go up outside your range, grab liquidity, pull back down, and then sit within this area here. Exactly, I trap the buyers because the thing is with those orb strategies, orbs have become more popular lately. I see a lot of people talking about orbs. The thing is, like, the more popular a strategy gets, the more manipulated it gets, right? So, that's why for me, I just stick to my own strategies. I don't really follow what other people are doing. Before when people are doing supply and demand a lot, right? Everyone did supply and demand for a minute, and then it stopped working because price would get manipulated on those areas. Same with like these orb strategies. I used to like the orb strategies too. I used to follow the 30-minute orb or the 5 minute orb, or like, there's an orb for everything really. It's 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute. Um, that's why the orb strategies work a little better sometimes because people will adjust it, right? Sometimes people will do the 2 minute orb, the 1 minute orb, the 5 minute orb. They just change the times that they identify the orb. But yeah, like you said, it happens a lot. But yeah, like Shiv said, he said, yeah, a lot of people do that, but I like it as a confluence with MPS. Yeah, same here. I prefer it as a confluence. I like using the popular strategies as confluences rather than standalone strategies. Because what I like to do sometimes is I'll identify it. Like for example, your orb there, right? You'll identify it as the orb, like the level, and instead of looking for the breakout, because that's what people look for, right? They look for the breakout. I look for the fake out. So basically look for what people are looking for, but anticipate the opposite to happen. That's usually what I do. All right, so right here, guys, we have a possible MPS V2 right here. The problem with this is that there's not too many problems with the MPS V2. The only thing that I can think of here that's really the biggest problem is that we might be in this range, and this could be a possible fake out luring in sellers, right? Because we're currently within this range right here. So there's an MPS V2 coming up. The only thing I can be worried about here really is if price breaks below it and then it comes back up, right? Because you can see right here, price is having trouble actually closing past this low right here. It's not a clean push. All right, no MPS V2 here yet. Looks like it could start to set up pretty soon. So the MPS V2 could be good here. There's like it's conflicting analysis here. So you can see right here where price is having trouble getting past this low. This is going to be tricky because this shows you that price is having trouble getting past this area. So if it does have trouble, it's probably going to maybe fill, consolidate, then pull back in. The other thing that we can look out for here is if it does play through, this could be good because it can be pushing down to opening price, right? So it's like conflicting analysis here. We have confluence down below where price can shoot to, price can come back and retest this lower area. However, we have to be careful because right here, price is not really moving, right? It's kind of going sideways. So what we might see here is because there's not enough power to push price down, it might fake out and then pull back into the range. So the ATR right now is currently at 20. If anything, if you're trying to get an entry here, like for MPSV2, I would go for 20, right? I wouldn't really go for the big targets because, um, the volatility is just not there. Price here is pushing up. So again, if you are watching this for MPSV2, this could be a possible MPSV2 setup. We have a sell signal here, possible retracement, and then possible continuation back down. There's just a couple different things to look out for here. MPSV2, if the MPSV2 doesn't play out, that's completely fine. Price can reverse back into the range, and we can possibly look for a sweep up here. So here's a possible MPSV2 setting up, guys. In order for this to close, um, it would need to, in order for it to confirm, the red candle would have to close somewhere around this area or below the blue line. And we have news in 10 minutes. Thanks, Christian, for the heads up. Yeah, I'm probably going to skip this one too because we do have Jolt's job openings happening over here. It's high impact news at 7 o'clock. So in about 10 minutes, high impact news event's going to come up. This here might be a little bit of a tricky entry because it might be based off the movement could be based off the news here. News is forecasted to be negative. Again, this red candle has to close below this area right here. It's not there yet. You can see here how it's having trouble kind of getting below it. It keeps rejecting off this blue line right here, right? That's why this makes it a very tricky entry because there's no, and again, this candle did not close below. So there's no entry for MPSV2. It has to close right here, down below here with the red candle. If this green candle here closes, there's no longer going to be a sell MPSV2. It's going to flip the other way. So we're getting a consolidating market right here. This is going to be a very tricky market to be trading in. Obviously, I personally would not trade in a consolidating market like this. You guys already know what happens. If you guys enter into a position like this, what you might get caught in is a sideways market, and then eventually price is going to break out. You may get lucky and price may hit your TP. You may get unlucky and price may hit your stop loss. I don't like taking that gamble, right? Especially because we have news coming up right here in about 9 minutes. So if you want to take this MPSV2, guys, go ahead and take it at your own risk. I'll mark it up for you guys here. I'm not going to take this one. Like I said, there's too many red flags here, or not red flags. There's too many things that can happen here that can really affect the trade. So here goes the MPSV2, currently running in profit. We'll follow it here. The ATR is currently 20. So if you want to go for a smaller target, I mean, feel free to go for that 20. I'll follow it for you guys here. I'm not going to fade your trade. I'm hoping that it does hit, but for my analysis here, this thing might go sideways for a bit because we do have news right here at 7 o'clock. So I'm hoping this hits your TP before it reaches 7 o'clock, guys, if you're in this position here. Because if not, price is probably going to go sideways for a bit until news happens. Yeah, Shiv said I do like this, but news coming up would scare. Yeah, scare me, of course. Same here. Because we do have a target down here, so price does have an area to reach. So if it does push down, it does have the opening price to push down to. Um, I mean, this looks like a pretty nice setup, honestly. We have an MPSV2 up here, price swept, reversal back to the downside, back to open, right? So the setup's good. Confluences are good. The only thing that would have thrown me off is the news right here that's going to come up in a few minutes. News at 7 o'clock. It's tricky because the volatility is so low, right? If the volatility was high, I would expect it to just spike down and hit TP already. But the volatility here is low. ATR is currently 20. So it looks like the 20 might get hit. I don't know if the full 30 will get hit. Let's see. Steven has a question. If in this case there's an uptrend and a downtrend for the next signal, focus on this is still an uptrend, Steven. So I don't think well, I mean, it kind of depends. You need to have price below the pivot. So like right here, this is an uptrend. Right here, price is shifting. So if you do look for price to come down lower, you're going to look for price to shift back down. If you're looking for a buy signal here, you need the pivots to look like this. Right, Steven? So you need pivots to look like this to confirm the uptrend. You pretty much just answered your own question. Um, if the pivots don't look like this, then it's not an uptrend, right? You had a buy signal there, played out nicely. You had a buy signal here, price played out nicely. Right here, it just depends on how the pivots look. The pivots they're neutral right now. So you would wait to see if the pivots start to flip the other way or if they return in the other direction. So here goes the MPSV2, guys. If you guys took it, nice work. Full TP on the 20. The full TP on the 25. The 30 hasn't gotten hit yet, but the 20 did get hit. So like I said earlier, guys, if you're going to take these entries that are kind of risky and you need to get in and out quickly, base your target off the ATR, which is 20 right now. Yeah, Sam said, nice one, got it. Was not sure, but took it with half risk. Solid. Yeah, so Sam caught this MPSV2 right here. For me personally, I would have liked to take it if we didn't have the news right here, but it's tricky because we do have news coming up right here in about 3 to 4 minutes. Looks like that 30 got hit, or not quite, almost. Yeah, exactly. Steven said, so wait for the pivots to form. All right, let's see. Shiv said, is news prediction negative? Yeah, it is. It's forecasted to be negative. Looks like the 30 is going to get hit here. Yeah, you go. So there you go, 30 guys. Solid MPS V2 right there. I don't really see any sweep levels down here, guys. I mean, there's going to be a lot of levels around this area, but so 180 is going to be the value low. It's pretty far down. Yeah, we don't have anything around this area. So 210 is going to be the point of control. I already have that marked up. 180 is going to be the value low. So if I'm looking for a sweep on the bottom end, guys, it's going to be way down here. It's really far down. Probably would get in around there at the value low. It's going to be at 42.80. Yeah, 42.10. So this is going to be the lower sweep area down here, guys. I mean, there's going to be multiple areas of sweep. I mean, you can catch a sweep up here if you want, but this is going to be the lower level down here. The sweep level is going to be pretty far off. There's going to be another possible opportunity right here as well. I mean, if you want to get the riskier sweep level. All right, we got news in about 2 minutes. Let's see. Sam said 42,300 and 42,250 is my balance area. 42,300. Yeah, so your balance area is going to line up with my value high over here. And then 42,250. I don't have anything around the 42,250 area, but your first level right here kind of lines up. This looks like it could be a pretty good bounce area because it's right at the opening price as well. There's a lot of areas of bounce right here. That's like one area of bounce. And then my next area of bounce can be down here. It's a pretty big gap. I mean, there's a bunch of liquidity here, so I guess this could line up with your possible bounce area, but it's just, it's just a little tricky. It's a little tricky because there's too many levels here. There's like these could be liquidity pushes. So like we have like this level. If anything, the bounce area will probably be down here for me, a little lower. And then we have news right here at 7 o'clock. So this might just shoot right through it, especially if the news is negative. So we got news coming up in about 30 seconds. Let's say Steven is asking, but let's say the pivots continue forming downwards and I get a valid sell signal, then the trend has shifted to a downwards trend. Therefore, exactly, Steven. You pretty much answered your own question again right there. You confirm exactly what I just told you. I said only take trades if the trend is bearish for sells, and only take buys if the trend is bullish for buys, right? Very simple concept. Just make sure that you're trading in the direction of the trend. You're trading on a higher time frame, so the trend makes more sense and it's more important versus lower time frames here where price is always shifting. So. Yeah, exactly. Steven said, I just want to make sure they say the trend is your friend. Yeah, the trend is your friend until it isn't when it starts to shift. That's why, if you follow that saying, you should understand that, like, you should be trading with the trend until the trend shifts and you trade the other way. All right, guys. So we had a big price spike right here off the 7 o'clock news. This is the Joel's job opening. Big spike to the upside. Let me check the news. So it was positive actually. It was forecasted to be 7.1. Last month it was 7.2. This month was forecasted to be 7.1. It was actually 7.391. So this spiked up right here. Big spike to the upside. About a 50-point push to the upside right there. I don't think it's going to hold though. I think it's temporary. So it looks like price, I mean, obviously there's a price spike right there based off the news. All right, so we got that price spike right there, kind of looking for another opportunity here for entry. If we get an MPS V2 to the upside, possibly, a nice entry there. Looks like we might be getting a sweep right here. So looks like we might be getting another sweep right here. Sweep into a break and retest if it pushes up. So if it pushes back up from this area, this could be a sweep into a break and retest. So swept up, retested, continuation back up. Possibility. It looks like it might not be retesting, it might be dropping further. Yeah, let's see. Sam said it bounced, but stayed out of it. Need a structure here. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I was talking about just right now as well, Sam. So if there's a sweep here, like it looks like the sweep happened off the news, or basically the news right here, and a retest. If it pushes up higher, I think this would pull back into the range. So we have a pretty big range right here for today. Yeah, it looks like price is establishing a range at this point. There we go. So this is the current range which price is currently in. Like I said, we had the sweep right there, went into the news price, retest, a break and retest at that point. Possible MPSV2 back to the upside right here. So here's the problem with this here, guys. This bullish push could be based off the news. The news here was positive. So this bullish push could be temporary. It might not hold. Sam said 42, 226 sweep, Sean. 42, 226. Let's check. Yeah, that could be a sweep area right there. So your 42, 226 is going to be lined up with the sessions right here. So yeah, that could be another area of sweep. The problem with this right here, Sam, is that there's a lot of areas of sweep down here. So there could be a sweep right here at the sessions. My red line is exactly what you just mentioned, 42 to 26. I'd probably get in a little lower right here at the liquidity. So we have liquidity right below it. That's going to be a sweep area. There's also more sweep areas down here, right? There's three levels of sweep areas if you think about it. So this is where it becomes very tricky because you can get in early, you can get in moderate, or you can get in at the very end right here. So like it kind of just depends on like where it sweeps from. So like you can get in right here, but if it doesn't sweep there, it might break and retest from that area, retest this area. If it doesn't sweep right here, it can break and retest this area, go to the very end right here at my area sweep, and then go all the way up. So yeah, there's no problem with that. If you want to half your risk into like three different bite-sized pieces, you can like take partial risk right there, partial risk right there, or partial risk right there. So if you lose this one, it's fine, whatever. Lose this one right here, fine, whatever. Make it back on this one, and then just take a couple losses right there and ride this thing all the way back up. Because there's just a lot of areas of sweep right here. This is what I don't like about the sweep level sometimes is that there's too many. Right? I'm okay with there when there's like one or two levels down here, but when there's like three levels, it's tricky. For me, I'm taking a half risk, so I wouldn't take this upper one here. I'd probably take maybe this one, and then if I lose on that one, I'd take this one down here. Yeah, let's check the fair value gaps that you mentioned. Here's a problem. There's a ton of fair value gaps around this area too, Sam. So there's a level right there, exactly where you mentioned, the first one. And then I got a whole bunch down here too. So if anything, it might be these top two. It might not be this far. This is the farthest one. So if anything, the sweep might happen right here or right here. This one that I have lined up right now is pretty far off. But yeah, that's where the fair value gaps are lined up. See, like what might happen here is that your first fair value gap price might come down, retest, and come back lower, and then push up from here, the lower level. So, I mean, you're taking half risk anyway, so you can adjust your risk depending on what you're looking for. But yeah, I do have a lot of fair value gaps around that same place. I got one right there, and I got one below it. So there's a lot of confluences around that area. Right here, you can see prices having trouble getting past this lower range. We had a pending buy signal, price didn't actually push up. Again, we had news here that was pretty high impact. Uh, and it was positive. We have low impact news coming up right here at 7:10. Let's see, Sam said, Sean, 5 minute fair value gap. Please check if you have time. I know you, yeah, no, exactly. So those gaps that I showed you down there, Sam, those were the 5 minutes. So these are the 1 minute gaps. You can see there's a whole bunch there, and these are the 5 minute. Yeah, I got it set to 5 minute there. So I have two of them right here. I have one gap that's right here, which is the one that you mentioned at the sessions, and then I have a bigger gap right here, which is right below it. So I got two gaps here. I got one gap right there, and I got one gap below. It lines up exactly with the analysis that I just mentioned. So like the analysis that I just told you about, it lines up with both yours and mine. There's a first level there, which could be a possible break and retest. And then there's one right here, which can be the actual gap because the one below it is actually bigger. There's a small gap right here, the one that you mentioned, but the bigger one is right below it. So yeah, that's the 5 minute right there. If you are looking to see, looks like it's coming down. So let's see right here, Sam. I don't know if you're going to get in on that first level, but it's coming down right now. All right, so these levels got wiped out. Let me clean this up a little bit. All right, now we're starting to clean house here. Now it's starting to clean up a little bit. We can see things a little better. This could be the possible sweep that Sam was talking about. Like I said earlier, I'm looking for this lower sweep down here. The sweep's a little too close for me. So here's your first level, Sam. Yeah, let's see. Shiv said NQ dumping in line with YM. Yeah, Christian said he would like to price to sweep the 42,276 first, then MPSV2 to the upside. Exactly. So we actually have an earlier sweep right here, guys. Yeah, Sam said, no, I agree with you. It's dumping and I'm staying out. Yeah, there's a sweep that actually happened right here. So like I said earlier, guys, this becomes tricky because when you have a bunch of sweeps right here, like a ton of liquidity levels, the sweeps can happen at any level here. So we actually have a really strong sweep right here at this upper level. I wasn't even paying attention to this one because I was looking for the lower ones. With this sweep happening right here, we can get a possible MPSV2 back to the upside. Yeah, so Christian over here said he was looking for a sweep at 42,276. Yeah, exactly. So the sweep happened right here. Christian, this kind of lines up with yours. Just that my liquidity is a lower one. So a sweep is happening right here. If we get an MPSV2 back up, that could be a pretty nice setup because it'll be right back into the range. So sweep. So if you want to have a storyline with your entries, guys, I would say line up the sweeps with the MPSV2s. Like if you have an MPSV2, look for that MPSV2 to go into a sweep. If you have a sweep, look for that a sweep to go into an MPSV2. Because you can see over here that they kind of alternate, right? Like for example, we had MPSV2, we had a sweep, MPSV2, right? Now we have a sweep right here. What do you think is going to happen after this sweep? MPSV2, right? So yeah, try to put those. It's like putting two and two together. It's like a puzzle piece, right? You see a MP, you see a liquidity sweep. Then what's going to happen next is possibly MPSV2. If you have an MPSV2, the next thing that's probably going to happen is a sweep, right? Because that's what price is doing here. Price is going back and forth. So like MPSV2 right here, sweep up here. MPSV2 right here, sweep right here, right? MPSV2 right here, etc. That's just the market we're in right now. We're in a ranging market. So if you can identify those things, it usually helps quite a bit. So these lower sweeps haven't gotten filled, but we have a possible MPSV2 maybe setting up here. Let's see. Sam said, wait, 42 to 26. What am I saying? Sweep happen. 42.26. So it hasn't happened yet, Sam. The sweep that you mentioned earlier was down here. So 42.26 is down here. Price swept at this upper level. The lowest that price got to here was 42.237. So it got close to it, but not quite. It was off by like maybe 10 or 15 points um, from that level down there. 26.266. See, Christian said that could be forming a head and shoulders like yesterday. Yeah, exactly, Christian. I agree. So we have a possible MPSV2 setting up right here, guys, for a buy. We need to get that buy signal to close. If that buy signal closes, we could have possible MPSV2 here. All right, let's see what we got. We got the buy signal looking for a red candle to follow and confirmation above. ATR is currently at, what is that? 23 right now. Slowing down, but it's not super slow at the moment. So, all right, possible MPSV2 setting up right here. Keep watching it. Price is kind of pulling down a little bit. Right, the volatility here has kind of slowed down quite a bit. So we have a possible MPSV2 setting up right here. The only problem that I can see here is that we're in a bunch of red flags at the moment. I mean, this looks like it could be a good setup. I think I'd probably disregard the red flags on this one. Yeah, I'll take this one if it closes. It looks good. Actually, this candle's a little big. I'm gonna hold off on this one, guys. If you guys want to take it, go ahead. This candle's a little too big for me. So I was okay with disregarding the news here, but there is news, that's one red flag, and then the candle's also really big, that's another red flag. I'll watch it. Maybe I'll get into it late, but if you guys want to get into it, there's an MPSV2 currently running right here. Man, it sucks. Every time we have a pretty decent entry come up, there's always like some sort of red flag there. I mean, this is a pretty clear red flag. Price is touching the opening price, also touching the sessions, and also touching the value high right there. This is probably gonna push through. So we had a lot of red flags here, and then on top of that, we had a huge candle. So the problem with these big candles is that when the candle closes, it tends to retrace down to like the halfway mark, and then it goes back up, or it reverses completely. And I don't want to get caught in that because I always get caught in those trades, right? I've been trading the strategy long enough to understand what trades are going to be risky, what trades are not going to be risky, what are probably going to hit, and what's probably going to be a little tricky of an entry. I think this here price can be a little tricky because we had this big spike. So what might happen here is price might just consolidate here for a little bit. Eventually, yes, it might push up and break out. But like I said earlier, it's probably gonna have to retrace to the halfway of this candle, like it did right there. Now that it's retraced to the halfway, one of two things are going to happen. Price is either going to continue up from this place or it's going to full on reverse. And I don't want to be in that position there. So I'll keep watching it here, but like I said, I didn't take it because obvious reasons. I've traded the strategy long enough to understand, what's risky, what's not. And this is obviously considered a risky trade for me. All right, so looks like it's pushing back up right here. If you guys are in it, great. We'll keep following it. But right now, we're just gonna continue to see where this ends up going. Yeah, Nick said I was honestly gonna hop in, but yeah, big candle freaked me out. Yeah, if this was a normal candle, I would have taken it perfectly fine. But when the candle is big like that, I've been, we've seen this happen too many times where like it looked perfect if it closed right here. Because if it closed right here, we'd get in from like way down here, right? We'd be almost to our TP already. But because it pushed all the way up here, now price is probably gonna just consolidate here for a little bit. There's nothing wrong with consolidation. It's not the type of entry that I want to be in. I'd rather have this hit right away. ATR is currently at 21, so if you want to go for a smaller target, 20. Looks like that 20 is probably going to get hit pretty soon. 30 is kind of pushing it, guys. If the volatility stays low like this, where it's currently at right now, it's going to be really tricky. 20 points got hit right there. All right, so we still got this pushing up right now. So 20 points hit. We'll see if the 30 gets, but you guys can see the volatility is very low now. Nice. The draw got out at 20. Nice work, draw. Price is still pushing up, but like I said, if you want to base it off the ATR, it's probably gonna be best case scenario. Looks like the 30 there got hit. All right, guys, nice work if you guys held it to the 30. This thing took a while to hit though. So this is the MPSV2 that ideally I would have wanted to have taken, but like I said, the candle here was too big, kind of threw me off, didn't want to take it. After all, plus we had the red flags down here, which were at opening price. So like Christian said, this kind of test, these kinds of trades test your discipline, but even though I didn't take, it's good for my psychology to follow the plan in the long run. Yeah, exactly. And there was an A++ that just came up right here as well. Yeah, Shiv said I wouldn't mind an A++ setup, but just watching. Yeah, same here. What I would look for now is a sweep. That's exactly what I'd look for next. So if you guys are looking to take a sweep, uh, this is an A++. The sweep might happen right here at the value high. Let me go and identify where the value high is right now. It keeps adjusting, so I have this value high here marked up at, let's see, 42,380. So we have 42,320. This value high got pushed up a little higher. 42,320. 42,360. Actually, no, the sweep's going to be a little lower. Yeah, I probably wouldn't take this A++ setup, guys, because the sweep might happen right here. So here's the thing, like the thing that I keep mentioning is the um the market profile here is a mess. If you guys can see, I mean, the 30 minutes it's a little cleaner because it's in this big range. Like, see, its price is stuck within this range right here. On the higher time frame, or the lower time frames, though, it's a little tricky because you're gonna knock into these. You're pretty much getting caught up in this market profile from previous days. The one from today is just not really relevant, right? Price hasn't came down to the value low, hasn't been tested. The point of control here was tested a little bit when price came down slightly, and then now price getting pushed up back higher. So there's another value high, which is right here at the 360. The sweep actually didn't get filled yet. So the thing is there's an A++ running right here, but what might happen is price might push up and then sweep this area. Might even sweep this upper area right here to 390. That point of control has been moved though, so there's no longer a point of control up there. Um, Actually, no, it's still there. Point of control is right here. It's just not as obvious and clear. Well, that's NFP for you guys. There's a possible MPSV2 setting up here for a sell if the sell signal closes. If the sell signal closes, I would probably not take the MPSV2. Specifically because there's a value high right here. So like what might happen is another sweep. So there's two areas of sweep here that can happen. These are like micro sweeps. They're not like the big sweeps where there's liquidity sitting around here. Or let me check. There might be. All right, so I take that back. There's possibly, let me clean this up right here. All right, so yeah, price might sweep this area right here, guys, because we do have a liquidity sitting there now. Initially, we didn't have that, but now the liquidity here is established because we have a new low. So there may be a possible sweep right here off the 360. Yeah, Sam said eight stop loss on the A plus plus. Yeah, the A plus plus was tricky right there, guys, because like I talked about, the sweep here was just a little too close. I mean, I guess it depends on how much TP stop loss you're using. Because if you use a 30-30 on this sweep here, or on the A plus on the yeah A plus plus, the 30-30 would still be running. If your TP stop loss was too tight, then you might have gotten stopped on that. Yeah, if you used the 20 would have survived it too, so the 20 still would be running right now. So the A plus plus is actually still running, guys. There may be a possible sweep around this area though, so this is where you might want to be careful about holding on to it for too long. Because the sweep could happen here or the sweep could happen up here. Two areas of sweep. The value high and the point of control up here. This point of control sweep has been tested before. This is the point of control from Wednesday last week. So let me just draw this over. Oops. Yeah. So this is the same point of control that was tested earlier on market open. So it looks like price might push a little further. The sweep might happen right here at the point of control or even higher from there. So yeah, just mark this up right here, guys. A plus plus happened right there. I mean, if your TP stop loss was like wide enough, like if it was 20-20, it looks like it would have survived. If you did a 30-30, it's still currently running. But the 20-20 looks like it already hit. Yeah, it just hit right now. So there's two different areas of sweep here. There's a possible area of sweep here. This sweep is obviously not sweeping. The next area of sweep could be up here, either at the point of control, or it can happen up here at the liquidity. So either sweep here. Again, like I said earlier, this is where it becomes tricky because when you have sweeps in like so many sweeps in one area, this could be one sweep or it could be up here.
Connection lock.
There could be two different areas of sweep here. Yeah, Christian said, yeah, made it inverted head and shoulders, just like yesterday, right, Christian? Same setup. So we have the sweep MPSV2, sweep MPSV2, A++. What I would be looking out for here is a possible sweep. So now that we have this kind of this storyline in place, I think this is something we can use moving forward, right? Whenever we're looking for a direction, we look for an MPSV2. If we already had two MPSV2s back to back, probably not take the next one, look for a sweep. So just look for sweep, MPSV2, sweep, MPSV2, A++ in between possibly. But what I'd be looking for here next is a possible sweep area, which might happen right here, guys. If it doesn't sweep here at the point of control, it might sweep over here at the at this liquidity. The thing with this point of control is that it's kind of spread out. It's not just in this one level, it's an actual zone. So there's an upper level right here, which is at the 400 mark. I mean, my upper sweep level is still there if anybody's looking to take that. This upper sweep level that I marked up earlier, it still hasn't filled yet. 730 right now. So it kind of depends on what you're looking for. If you guys want to look for the sweep, Again, there's multiple levels of sweep here, and there's a possible sweep right here at the point of control, sweep right here at the sessions plus liquidity and range, and then upper level sweep over here at the value high and the liquidity up here. So it's a little bit of a mess, but you have options. It depends on like what option you're looking for most. So we'll see here if this sweep ends up sweeping. Looks like it might be sweeping right there at the point of control, which is fine because if we get the sweep here, we can look for a possible MPSV2 following it. All right, looks like the sweep's happening right here. So I could look for a possible MPSV2 down. So the sweep never pushed up any higher. My high sweep here is still waiting to be filled, but we do have a sweep that happened right here off the point of control. 30 points got hit already right there. So now that that's gotten hit, I could look for a possible MPSV2 back down lower. Yeah, Christian said he prefers the 42,439 level. Same here. That's where I was trying to get in from up here. Um, yeah, I mean, it looks like the sweep here already filled. So once the sweep has filled, we can look for possible MPSV2 back to the downside. We're in a ranging market, so they tend to they tend to follow up on each other. ATR is currently at 18. We're starting to get a pretty low ATR now, guys. Yeah, the ATR is down to 18.19. Got a pending sell signal right there. Are there adjustments here to the so the point of control is still where it was. It didn't really change very much. Value high has shifted though. It's at 320. Is there another value high here? Oh, this one here got pushed up. So this value high is at 400 now. It's kind of interesting to see how these are shifting. Yeah, because normally like the value high highs don't shift as much. A lot of times they just stay where they are at, but today they've been shifting pretty often because the volatility is so high. Well, I mean, obviously you can see here the if you look at the range from today, this range is pretty big. Well, it's decently. It's like 200 points for a slow market. All right, we have a possible MPSV2 setting up here. Not quite, but almost. Be watching for it. All right, I'm waiting for a green candle here. Green candles to confirm the retracement. Looks like CJ over here said, took the high-low momentum scalp just for funsies. Yeah, so there's a high-low momentum scalp that happened right here, guys. Um, I didn't even think about that. That strategy is actually going to be really good in this type of market too, because we're in a ranging market. So yeah, there's a high-low momentum scalp that happened like right here. There's one that happened down here too. This buy signal. Looks like we're gonna get some crazy spikes of volatility here at the moment. I don't think there's any news for today. Let me check CNBC. Not so much. No breaking news for today, really. It says stocks are little change as traders await more details on the US trade deals. So yeah, low volatility today. No update on the trade deals. Trump's supposed to speak with China this week. So we'll see how that works. All right, so there's no sell here yet, guys. We have a possible buy signal. If the buy signal closes, then obviously no MPSV2 for a sell. If the buy signal doesn't close and price comes back down below, there'll be an opportunity here for MPSV2. All right, we got a pending buy signal right here. All right, the buy signal just closed. There's no longer MPSV2 for a sell. There may be a possible MPSV2 here for a buy now. All right, this is where it becomes. I don't think we're gonna get a buy here. I think it's gonna range within this area, and we're possibly gonna get another sell for MPSV2. Yeah, so we got a buy signal there. Price is coming back down. Let me see if there's any other ranges around here. So, all right, so what I'm looking at here is we might be getting a possible consolidation range within this zone right here. If it goes lower, this could possibly be like down here. So, I mean, this is just a pretty big range. If you guys want to take this as an MPSV2, guys, preferably I'd rather take a sell MPSV2, but there's a possible buy MPSV2 setting up right here. We have a buy signal retracement. If a green candle closes above this area, this could be a possible MPSV2 up. I'd rather take a sell though, but yeah, we might not even get that green candle. I might get another sell signal here as price continues to, obviously kind of bounce around. Are you still in that the high low momentum scalp, CJ, or did you get out at 10? Looks like if you got out at 10, it would have hit already if you're holding it for a 30. Looks like it's still coming back down. All right, I'm looking for either a green candle push to the upside, or I'm looking for a red candle to provide a sell signal. Yeah, Sam said looks like all drama. Already took sell side liquidity, not trapping sellers when it gonna take the buy side liquidity. Just my thought. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I'm looking for here. So if we do get the buy entry that pushes up, like I said, and my or my sweep is still waiting right here. So my sweep still has not been filled, this upper sweep level. Price has been respecting this range for a while, pretty much all day. Today is a huge range for the day, guys. Huge range. We're getting closer to 8 o'clock. I'm hoping we get something before then. Otherwise, there's just nothing I can take here. All right, we have a pending sell signal here again. Price is within this range, of course, but we do have that sell signal, which is pending. It looks like this might be pushing up. It's tricky. We have like a pending sell signal here and it pushes right back up. So the MPS V2 might be pushing up right here if this ends up closing. It's got to close above this area right here because it's got to be past the momentum. So possible opportunity here for MPS V2 above this area. And like Christian said, TP is going to be at the session. Sweep area probably, right? And the volatility is just getting lower, guys. Currently at 17 ATR now. If you do take an entry here, it's probably going to take a while for it to hit. You probably want to go for a smaller target. Still hasn't closed yet. The candle has to close above this area right here. Yeah, exactly. Glenn said very low ATR. The ATR is just getting lower and lower. So now it's at 16, guys. Just something to keep in mind if you guys are looking to take something here. You're going to be holding on to this for a while. Yeah, so it looks like this here might set up for MPS V2. If it closes above this line right here, this is a possible MPS V2. It's going to have to cut into the session. So the ATR is just too low for me, guys. I don't think I'm going to take this one here. Unfortunately, as much as I wanted to take an entry today, I don't think I'm going to force this entry here for MPS V2. I'm going to look for the possible sweep though. So here goes the MPS V2, guys, for a buy if anybody's looking to take it. I'll follow it for you guys there, and I'll be looking for the possible sweep as price gets up to this upper area right here. All right, so there goes the MPS V2 right there for a buy. Just be careful once it gets close to the sessions up there. You might want to go for a smaller target, guys. The ATR is at 16 right now. So you might want to go for 15 or 20 if you're in this position. 15 could be solid, 20 could be solid too. I think 30 is going to be really pushing it though. All right. So not in anything here right now, guys. The volatility is too low. I'm going to look for the possible sweep. Yeah, Christian said he didn't like that it wicked on the previous high. Yeah, same here. Same here. Yeah, I don't like that it wicked on that previous high right there because with it wicking on that previous high, it could be a possible sweep setting up, right? I think it'll probably push up to this area. It might just sweep off this range up here, off the sessions. It is following a sweep already because we had the sweep here. So I think the NPSV2 here will probably play through. You just might want to go for a smaller target if you guys are holding on to it because the ATR is just too low right now. So if you want to go for 15, looks like the 15 is about to hit. If you want to go for the 20, 20 could probably get reached, but the 15 looks like it just hit, or it's about to hit right now. The 30 is really pushing it though. 30 is past the sessions. So 20 right there just got hit. Yeah, the 30 is tricky because you gotta get past the sessions right there. ATR is currently at 17. So if you guys took that, looks like Sam got it for 15. Solid work, Sam. Yeah, Sam said love and happy. I was able to see the seller trap. Exactly. Yeah, CJ said good job to anyone who took it too close to the sessions for me. Yeah, same here. It was just way too close to the sessions for me. Didn't feel comfortable with it. Also, the volatility was just way too low for me as well. Yeah, I'm gonna be looking out for these sweeps or the sweeps into MPS V2s tomorrow because it's starting to make a lot of sense here using the sweep. So like if I'm looking, if a sweep already happens, then I'll look for possible MPS V2. If MPS V2 just happened, I'm gonna be looking for a possible sweep because we're in a ranging market, of course. This could be a possible sweep right here too. So this might have just swept at the liquidity right there. My sweep level is still pretty high. See, the problem with me going for these farther out sweeps is that when you get closer to 8 o'clock, the volatility starts to die down. Right now, the ATR is currently at 16. You guys can see these candles are pretty small. Becomes a problem, right? Becomes a problem because even if my sweep here was to get filled, it might take forever for it to come down and actually hit. I'd have to base it off the ATR. And we'll see. All right. So the ATR is currently at 16. Waiting for this to push up a little higher. Yeah, the volatility is pretty much flat right now, guys. So there's not really much going on. ATR is at 16. It's probably gonna drop down to 15. I was hoping price would push up a little higher, sweep my level up there. The sweep hasn't happened yet, guys. So like we looked for a possible sweep right here. Sweep didn't actually happen. Price did push down a little bit, about 20 points. I mean, if you want to consider this a sweep, you could, but I'm still looking for the higher levels over here to get hit. All right. Not too much going on here, guys. Getting closer to 8 o'clock. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. It is, yeah, it's pretty flat right now. All right. So we got price kind of just sitting right here at these sessions. Again, I'm looking for a possible sweep here. We can get that a little bit higher. Some great profits over here from you guys. So let's see. Nice. Narif locked in 27,300. Great. Have a great day, everyone. Taking smaller contract sizes is really helping with my risk management. I'm doing the same thing. I'm taking half contract on mine. So here is Narif's profits. Killed it today, Narif. So Narif locked in. Yeah, 27,000 for the day. Nice. Looks like you might have taken two trades today, Narif, right? Something like that. Yeah, locked in 2,000 per account. So great work right there, bro. Solid profits right there. And then we have Lila over here as well. Lila, you killed it today. You made it past that 1,000 goal. So Lila over here, I know she's always joking around about not hitting 1,000. She's up at 1,459 for the day. So did pretty solid right there. Nice work, Lila. Great work, guys. Again, I'm looking for the sweep here to happen. The sweep's probably not going to happen for me. It's getting closer and closer to 8 o'clock. Um, yeah, I'm just not really expecting the sweep here to happen for me. We did have the MPSV2. Looks like the MPSV2 actually hit for 30, guys. So the MPSV2 actually hit for 30 right there. There's still possibility for sweep here. I mean, we're still kind of like just watching for it here. It hasn't happened yet, but there's still possibility of a sweep here. I guess I can hang around for a little bit. It's just the volatility is pretty low now, so I'm not expecting it to really happen. Let's see. Steven said, here's my prediction, Sean. Would I enter at the purple? No, you wouldn't because the pivots here aren't. So, see, I don't think you're understanding what I'm talking about, the pivots. The pivots here, so if it comes down lower and it stays below here, then yes, possibly a sell. But I mean, you wouldn't take any buys here yet until the pivots have confirmed. So like, if you go back to your previous screenshot, Steven, I don't think you're understanding the trend here, right? Because I said earlier, if the trend stays this way, then you shouldn't take any trades because there's no trend, right? Right here, you take the buys because it's bullish, right? You took a buy here. If you took a buy right here, perfect, it would have won. Take a buy right here, perfect, it would have won. You right here, you wouldn't really take anything when price is not trending. So if you want it to be trending, price has to be, or if you want to take a trade, you have to take it when price is trending. Because the thing is, you're trading on a higher time frame. So what time frame are you trading on? You're trading on the 30 minutes. So like the trend here matters when you're on the higher time frame versus when you're on the lower time frame because it's always shifting here, right? We're on the 1 minute, so price is shifting. It's going bullish, it's going bearish, it's going bullish. For you, you need to actually have it established because you're trading on the 30-minute time frame. So yeah, I'm just gonna say yeah. So like Steven said, buy if the pivots move upwards. They have to spread out. So like they don't just have to move upwards. They have to spread out like how you showed in the other picture. They have to be spread out like they are right here. See how they spread out to the upside? Obviously, you would take buys here, right? Why would you take a sell here? This is why I'm always confused when you say you're taking a sell and price is in a strong uptrend. Like for some reason, Steven, when the market's like this, you always take a sell here for some reason. You're like, why did this trade lose? And it's because you're trading in an upwards trend. When you're trading on higher time frames, the trend matters a lot more than it does on the lower time frames because it tends to respect it more. So yeah, if it's spread out like this, then yes, take a buy, of course, right? If it's spread out like this for a sell, then obviously take a sell here, Steven, right? You're not going to trade when it's like this right here. When it's just going nowhere, you're not going to trade like that. You're going to trade when it's trending to the downside, or you're going to trade when it's trending to the upside. So that's something that you got to keep in mind. It's like a really easy concept. You got to like really drill it in because I feel like you keep making mistakes because you're trading the wrong direction when the trend's trading the other way. So let's see. Sam said 4 wins for the day. Nice work, Sam. So Sam's had 4 wins, 1 loss for the day. So nice work, Sam. And well, yeah, we'll see you back here tomorrow. It's about to be 8 o'clock, guys. My sweep level over here, unfortunately, did not get filled, so I didn't take anything today. Tomorrow, I'm going to take more of these MPS into sweep trades into consideration. So if I'm looking for if a sweep has just happened, I'll be looking for an MPS V2, and vice versa. If a MPS V2 just happened, I'll be looking for a possible sweep. There could be a possible MPS V2 setting up right here, guys, because there was a smaller sweep that happened on this earlier level. So not on this specific level right here, but it looks like the level might have kind of filled at this point over here or the one from prior. Because we did have a sweep level that happened earlier down here. Or actually it already happened, yeah. So there could be a possible sweep here that I confirmed. It's kind of messy because it overlaps a bit. So if you want to consider this a sweep level, you can possibly identify that as a sweep. If that sweep has not confirmed yet, you can still look for the sweep over here on the upper level. This is the same level I was looking at earlier this morning. So I marked this up pretty much pre-market before market opened up. We've been waiting for price to reach this point up here. It just hasn't reached that point yet. The problem with this here is that there's so many sweep levels, right? We have a sweep level right here, right here, right here. So it's really just waiting. Yeah, exactly. Christian said, I don't know about that MPS V2. I don't feel confident about that last one. Yeah, same here. I don't either because I don't think the sweep has happened yet, right, Christian? I think the sweep here has not confirmed yet. There's like a smaller sweep that happened right here, but I'm looking for the bigger one, of course, the 30-point sweep. I think the 30-point sweep is really the threshold because if you look over here, every time it's a 30-point sweep, it does actually push through pretty nice. So if you guys are looking for the sweep, I mean, the sweep can still fill. The only problem here, like I mentioned, is the volatility is too low because we're getting close to 8 o'clock. So with the volatility dropping to 14, I mean, the ATR is now at 14. So this just shows you that there's probably not much that's going to happen from now until then. So I mean, for me personally, I'd probably just sit out of it. I mean, just wait. There's nothing here at the moment. So, I mean, if you guys really want to take a sweep, my sweep level here has not been tested. It's probably going to get tested over the next couple 30 minutes, maybe 30 minutes to an hour, maybe a couple hours. The problem here is the volatility is just pretty low. So price is currently sitting right here. It doesn't have to push up very high. It's only off by like 20 points, 24 points. So if you guys want to take the sweep, I do have the parameters right there. It's for a 30-30. I'm not going to take it. It's 8 o'clock now, so I'm probably going to log off for the day. So if you guys have any more questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, I haven't taken any trades this week, guys. I'm taking it easy. It is NFP week, so there's really no need to risk anything. I'd rather have no trades than having losses, and I'd rather have no trades and healthy accounts than blowing accounts, right? It's the impatience that really kills people. Like for you, Steven, there's a reason why you haven't found consistency and why you haven't been successful at trading is because you're not disciplined and you don't have the patience. So, if you can have the discipline, you can have the patience, then you can do perfectly fine. But if you're going to keep trying to force trades and, not really follow directions, then, you're just going to be in the same cycle. Like and I'll draw the cycle here, Steve. It's not just your cycle, but this is a cycle for a lot of people, right? I draw this for you guys almost every month. Uh, it's like you go one sideways. This is literally what everybody goes through, especially Steven. I mean, you've been trading for a couple of years now, or for a long time, Steven. So like at this point, you should kind of wake up and understand, right? So like following trading plan, doing well, past accounts, getting payouts, right? This is like usually where it is. Market slows down, takes more risks, different strategies. Because here's the thing, Steven, like if you stuck to the breakout's been winning for the past 3 weeks, right? You would have made back all your losses and went back into profit. But the thing is, you're bouncing from strategy to strategy, like almost every week. Or you're just like kind of understand, you're not really sticking to a game plan. So again, right here, starts losing trades, revenge trading, over trading, accounts blown from bad trading decisions, too many bad trades led to blown accounts. And then right here, it's you just restart the process again. Reset accounts, start over. It's the same cycle for everybody. And then right here, realized should have stuck to the trading plan. This is the same thing. This happens for everybody, right? You follow a trading plan, you do well, pass your accounts, getting payouts, market slows down, you take more risk, you start to apply different strategies because you think the original strategy doesn't work as good. You start to lose trades, you start to revenge trade, overtrade, you blow your accounts from bad trading decisions, you reset your accounts, you start over. Then when you restart again, you're like, oh, I should have just stuck to my original plan. This is I mean, I'm probably speaking directly to a lot of people here. This happens to everybody, guys. This pattern right here is literally what everybody goes through. So what I recommend is all you need to do is follow your trading plan, right? Doesn't matter if the markets are slow, doesn't matter if the markets are fast. Follow your trading plan. Whatever you did to find success, you got to stick to that trading plan. It doesn't matter what strategy you're applying, as long as you stick to what's working, you should be fine. And when the market slows down, don't take more risks and don't use different strategies. For me, I half my risks, right? So for this week, I've half my contract size in half. So I'm taking the same risk, and I'm still applying the same strategies. I'm doing MPS V2s and liquidity sweeps. I just added another one. I didn't do anything different. I just added something to it because they go hand in hand with each other. So that's why I haven't really been losing trades. I haven't been revenge trading. I've just been taking nothing for the most part because nothing's been coming up. So, just keep that in mind, guys. I try to I try to remind you guys this, but for some people, you'll just never get it, right? In that situation, it's like you just there's no way you're gonna progress if you don't learn from your mistakes. So, so there goes that. All right, guys, I think I'm done for the day. The sweep over here got filled. I'm not in the position, but it's past 8 o'clock, so I'm not really looking to take it here. If you guys are looking to take the sweeps at this point, I mean, feel free to hold on to it. The volatility is just too low, so I'm not really looking to take a sweep at this point right now. You can see how price kind of pushed up a little bit. Now it's probably going to consolidate here for a second and then maybe come back down. The sweep is active though, so if you guys are in it, solid. If you guys are not in it, it's completely fine. I'm not in the position because it's out of my trading window. I'm done trading at 8 o'clock, so this is my cutoff. The sweep happened after 8 o'clock, so I didn't take that trade there. Like I said earlier, I'm sticking to my trading plan, right? So I'd rather have no losses than risk a trade and possibly lose and then be in the hole for the week. So yeah, exactly. Shiv said, yeah, you're right. Got to stick to it no matter how slow it gets. Trading is a very solo game, but good to be in a community. And I have rundowns with a mate. It's Barbara, always good to see review of how your week is going. Yeah, exactly. It always, the thing with trading is like it's always going to be a solo game, like what Shiv said. Everybody's going to be on different paths, right? Some people are going to be killing it. You're going to see like, Narith over here killing it with a $27,000 day. You're going to see me with no trades for the whole week. You're going to see Lila over here. She had wins today and yesterday, right? So everybody's on a different path. Like Lila yesterday locked in 929. Today she locked in 1,400, right? Narith here locked in 27,000 for the day. The day before that, he locked in 28,000, right? Everybody's on a different path. Some people are taking more trades, some people are taking less trades. I'm giving an analysis regardless of like how many trades are coming up, but there's gonna be certain trade that I'm not gonna take because of obvious reasons. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, I'll see you guys back here tomorrow for the next live session. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you guys then. If you guys have any questions, again, just hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, hopefully the rest of